Hi guys, today we are going to learn about how to use the date function. The date function has two different functions that we are going to use. To start off, we must know what the date function is. The overall date functions are used to calculate a period of time. Within those date functions, there are two primary functions that we are going to learn about. The first one is called the now function, in which the now function returns the current date. The second one is the DAYS360 function, and that function calculates the difference in days between two dates. So to get started, you will have already received the spreadsheet that you are going to work on. So you're going to make sure that you download your spreadsheet and then start on number 2 of your handout. On number 2 of your handout, it says use the now date function to insert the current date in cell A1. So with that being said, we are going to go to cell A1. And then we are going to, with all functions and formulas, start off with the equal sign. Then we are going to type the word now. It is going to pop up. We can double click, and then we're going to close parentheses and hit enter. What you will notice is that the current date has appeared in cell A1. Number 2 of our handout says to calculate 30-day payment date into a formula in F3. So we're going to go to cell F3 and we're going to add 30 days to the value in cell D3. Once again, we will start off with our equal sign. Then we will click on F3. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to click on cell D3 to get D3 to pop up and then add 30 to that date and hit enter. What you will notice is now we are 30 days over our date of service. And then we are going to make sure we have the black cross and then click and drag in order to copy our formula. Number 4 tells you you just need to check for accuracy and make sure that this date starting in D3 is 30 days more and your results are in F3. The next thing that we are going to do is in number 5. In number 5, it tells us to determine the total outstanding balance in column H by subtracting the payment received from the amount of the bill. So we're going to click in H3. We're going to start with our equal sign and we are going to click E3 minus symbol G3 and then hit enter. Now we have calculated the outstanding balance, which is the money that they still owe on their bill. And then we're going to get our black cross, click, and drag down so that we can copy our formula. Number 6 tells us to write a formula in column I to indicate the 90 days past due date, which means that we're going to add 60 to the value in column F. So again, we are going to click on I3 equal sign F3 plus 60 and then hit enter. Click back on I3, get your solid black cross, click and drag, and we are now copying and pasting our formula. Okay, now that is saying that we are 90 days past due from our original date. Now in column J, number 8 of our handout says calculate the number of days that have elapsed since the last payment was received. And we're going to use our 30-day payment day by using the DAYS360 formula. We are going to then click on J3, and we are going to basically determine or count up how many days from today's date till the 30-day payment date, which is in column F, how many days have gone by. Okay? In order to do that, we're going to have our equal sign. We are going to start typing days, and then we'll see 360 pop up. We're going to double click, and then we are going to have our start date because we are counting how many days have gone by. So we are going to start with our 30-day payment date, which is in F3, and then we're going to end with today's date, comma, A1. Now, before I close that off with my last parentheses and hit enter, we're going to look at number 9 of your handout. Number 9 of your handout says, determine which cell reference in the formula must not change and format it as an absolute reference before copying the formula to the remaining cells. So in order to make it where your cell does not change when you copy your formula, you have to have something called an absolute reference. Absolute referencing a cell is going to keep that cell address constant. It will not change. In order to do that, we must use dollar signs. So for this activity, we want A1 to be an absolute reference. Therefore, in our formula or our function, we are going to put a dollar sign in front of the A, and we are going to put a dollar sign in between the A and the 1. We have now created an absolute reference. Now we can close it with our parentheses and then hit enter. And what you will see is that from our F3 date until our current date in A1, 3,590 days have gone by. Now we are able to copy our formula by getting the black cross, click, and drag. And now we have calculated all of the days and compared them to our 30-day payment day and our current date. Then in number 10 says, determine the average number of days for column H. So for column H is our outstanding balance, and we don't need to do the average number of days for that. What we're going to do is do the average number of days for our time elapsed, and we're going to do our equal sign. We're going to start off typing the word average. Once we see it, we can double click, and we want to know what our average number of days are. Close parentheses and enter. This now concludes our activity on dates, on your date function.